Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we untangle the nitty-gritty of corporate filings. Today we're looking at Xtant Medical Holdings, Inc., and boy oh boy, it seems like they've been doing some serious musical chairs with their business lines. We're diving into an 8K report, which is essentially the company's way of telling the world about any major unexpected news that could be important to investors. Think of it like a public announcement for big sudden events. This particular filing pops up on the 15th of January 2026, but the events it discusses happened right around that time. So Xtant Medical Holdings, Inc. is the company in the spotlight. They're involved in medical devices, specifically things that help with spine issues. This just tells us they are following the rules laid out by the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, making sure everyone stays informed. Now here is where things get interesting. Remember how we said this was about major events? Well, it seems Xtant has been busy selling off parts of its business. Back in December of 2025, they announced they sold certain assets for their Coflex and Cofix products to a company called Companion Spine. The deal was worth $17.5 million. A big chunk of that, $8.2 million, was paid using a promise to pay later, basically a loan note from Companion Spine to Xtant, which was supposed to be paid back on the 15th of January 2026. They also sold a subsidiary called Paradigm Spine, which handled their hardware business outside the United States, for another $1.7 million. But wait, there is a twist. On that very same, the 15th of January 2026, the deadline for the loan, Xtant and Companion Spine decided to change things up. They pushed back the deadline for that $8.2 million note from the 15th of January to the 31st of January. And on top of that, they also tweaked the payment timing for that $1.7 million deal, pushing that payment, which included some adjustments that actually made it a bit more, to the 31st of January as well. So essentially they bought themselves a bit more time on these payments. Just to give you some context on the company's public face, their common stock, which has a very tiny par value, is traded on the nice American stock exchange under the ticker symbol XTNT. This section, titled Other Events, is where all this news about deal adjustments gets officially reported. It's not about financial results directly, but it signals how their business ventures are progressing. And the report is signed off by Shawnee Brown, who holds the very important titles of President and Chief Executive Officer. This tells us the top brass is aware and signing off on these reported events. The report itself is dated the 16th of January 2026, giving us a clear timeline of when this information was officially filed. This filing is all about operational changes and deal adjustments, not a deep financial dive into quarterly earnings. It shows that Xtant is actively managing its business portfolio, making strategic decisions about which parts to sell and how those sales are finalized. The fact that they're adjusting payment dates and purchase price adjustments suggests there might be some complexities in finalizing these deals, or perhaps they are renegotiating terms for mutual benefit. It is not uncommon for large transactions to have stages and adjustments, but the quick turnaround of these amendments right on the original due date warrants attention. It shows a company in transition actively reshaping its business. So, what does this all mean for Xtant Medical Holdings? Well, it shows that the company is undergoing some significant restructuring by divesting certain product lines and subsidiaries. This could be a sign of them focusing on core competencies, or perhaps seeking to raise capital through these sales. The extensions on the payment dates might indicate a need for more time to close out the financial aspects of these deals, or maybe a willingness from the buyer to adjust terms. It is a move towards streamlining operations and potentially improving their financial standing. We need to keep an eye on how these divestitures impact their overall revenue and profitability in future reports. The key takeaway here is that Xtant is not static. It is actively making big changes to its business structure. Alright, that is our breakdown of Xtant Medical Holdings' latest filing. What is your take on these deal adjustments and what they signal for the company's future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps. And subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching. See you next time.